3, 2, 1, and the countdown's done, Joe. It's okay, you can now take a photo. And Jaime, let go of your pizza. Pineapple filled only if you can't see us. And he's just smiling and giggling, always listening so she can understand everything. This is the team that has your back when everything's whack. Yo, they'll make you laugh, join in the friendship, the community of fun, and learn something cool so you can be the one. Now wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. You filthy animals, filthy animals. It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know?
Yo.
Ooh.
You know, I've watched that intro a few times, and I just now noticed that where he has the animal, there's actually a howling wolf doing that. The filthy animal thing. Sometimes I'm just so slow to notice things. It's just pitiful.
I remember when he told me, or when we first previewed that, and I was like, dude, I love that. I love that thing. That was so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I still, I was thinking, I was like, man, it's so weird knowing that that's Trey beaten boxing in there and stuff. Because you can hear, if you switch, it's kind of like one of those weird things where, like, if you switch your brain to just what comes out the mouth, you can hear just where the, like, raspberries or whatever are. But then if you switch it to, like, beat mode or whatever, like, you hear the beat.
Right. Yeah.
It's so
You're like,
weird.
oh, this is music coming from someone's mouth making noises that really any of us can make.
Yeah.
But he just puts it together in a really cool beat. Like we can make one beat or one noise at a time, but there's no way that we could actually piece it together to make
Not without practice.
Right,
Practice.
exactly.
I'm talking about practice.
We're talking about practice.
I saw him on a meme the other day, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun." I remember this guy.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
For real
though. Well, we got some stuff today.
Yeah.
And so we're here. We want to make sure that we keep going because we know we have people that like to watch us. All 2, 3 of y'all now that like to watch us live.
Gnarly.
Well, I think part of it is because we say we're scheduled for 10 minutes and then we actually started a little early.
On time. Yeah. We started on time, even though we said we were going to start late.
Right. So I think that might be part of it. But, that's just how life goes. So, yeah, y'all can deal with it. So, let's start with we need to please say a prayer for Sandy and her family. There's some news that came to her, and so she won't be joining us tonight. But we wish her nothing but the best and her family nothing but the best because they've heard some heartbreaking news. And so if you can, send her an extra prayer or some good positive vibes her way. I think they would really appreciate that. So,
agreed.
Yeah. Yep. So how was your day, Mr. Pineapples?
It was busy. I stayed pretty busy at work. Man, I had this ridiculous issue today. I'll just tell you because it's what I can fill my time with. There was I had an IT issue. You guys, I work in IT, and so we had this issue where this customer was logging into their Facebook account. They would hit facebook.com, hit enter. It would ask for their username and password, and they'd put it in, and then all of a sudden they would get this redirect. So Facebook was redirecting them I think it was 300 times in less than a nanosecond kind of situation. And so I was like, what's going on? So I did all this analyzing and did all this stuff. And I was just like, I don't get this. I'm not sure what's going on. I could get into her way by doing some facebook.com/foo. And it was like, this doesn't make any sense still. And I was like, after I kind of did one of those where you take a break for a while and then you come back and try to see it again with fresh eyes kind of situation, I was like, I'm thinking about this too hard. I was like, it's almost like she hadn't created a Facebook account. I was like, if this problem were to exist, it would exist because the Facebook account wasn't there originally. And I was like, that's the simplest answer. Why am I trying to complicate it? I was like, it doesn't make sense though. So that was the other part, is it didn't make sense. But at the end of I was like, I wrote her out this long email and I was just like, yeah, So here's the steps you got to do. I was like, and I know I said a lot, but if you walk away with anything, just create a new Facebook account with the email address that I've provided you with just now, and
Wow.
we'll take care of the rest. But it literally took hours, guys, and I was just like, "This not make sense." And I hate those, but I like them because those are the challenging parts in
Yeah.
IT where you're like, you really gotta.
Yeah, it's the Dr. House episodes. We
Yes.
love the Dr. House episodes
That's
because
right.
they're full hour.
Yes.
And they make us think, and really you have to think outside the box. And
Yep.
hopefully you have a friend like Wilson that helps you hit the epiphany
Yeah.
to solve the issue.
They're smart, but they're not as smart, and that's usually when I call Joe and have to talk to him. And so,
Right. And of course, I had something going on right when you called, and I was like, that just sounds crazy. And I was like, oh, crap, I got to go.
he did. I was like, I gotta shoot. So
I was like,
"All right."
oh, I got to shoot. I got to go. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's my idea, or not even my idea. I just needed that sounding board so I could tell someone
Right.
what my problem was and just say it out loud. And I was like, darn it.
Right, right.
I ended up finding someone to say it out loud to. Believe it or not, it was a marketing guy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you just need
Teacher.
somebody to listen to. That's really what it is.
I was like, Brito, are you available? And he was like, yeah. I was like, let me call you. And so I did. And I was like, I don't know that you can help out here, but here's what I got.
Thanks for the prayers, Chon.
Prayers. Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey,
Hi,
Priscilla.
Priscilla.
Oh, and Priscilla she's got a question for you offline.
For tomorrow. Oh, okay. Okay. Sounds good.
That's
Yeah.
that's the corporate wording whenever you are, having a discussion and you don't really want other people to get into it. You
For
just
someone
say,
who doesn't work in the corporate world, you know
We-
a lot about how it goes.
yeah,
So.
we need to. No, I do work in the corporate world. Technically, I'm on the fringe of the corporate world because anytime that I email our main company, they always have the big corporate power words.
Ah, okay. I was gonna say, okay. That
You
would
know,
definitely be the fringe. I
yeah,
agree on that.
like
I was thinking you're more in the entrepreneur world.
right, yeah, but I still have to deal with corporate people, and they always throw out the corporate wording. Let's stick a pin in it. Let's take it offline. It's not on the roadmap.
Oh gosh, I can't handle take it offline too well, but that's another topic for another time. I'll tell you later. So yeah. Shoot me a message, Priscilla, if you want. That way I can get to it right after. I can drop hits of the answer in the show without pointing out the question, okay?
Right. Or you could send it to him in code in the comments, and we can see if we can decipher it, because that would be fun.
That would be fun. But don't hurt yourself, okay? I mean that with all due respect. People are like, it's like when you teeter-totter on how to say, okay, so I have this style, Joe. I have this style up here. I call it the spilled milk method.
Okay.
Okay? Now, before, when I lived back in Texas, I had this style where I would be like, I'd call it the teeter-totter style. And it's whenever I needed to approach someone to talk to them about something specific, and I would teeter sometimes on how to say things the right way. And so I'd be like, oh, so what would end up happening is I would either just dive in without really thinking things through, or I would take too long to figure out how to say something and wouldn't say something for weeks or months. And then by that time, the person's already forgotten.
Or upset.
Or more. So
Right.
fast forward now, 12 years later, and now my style is spilled milk, where I'm like, what's the quickest way to get from point A to point B in words? Whatever that is, that's what I'm going to say. And if it hurts you, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. But if I know that if I wait too long, I either won't say anything, or you just, you just won't hear it, or it won't make sense because it's been so long.
Right.
So
Yeah, and I have to tell my guys that too. I'm just like, they're like, I don't have anything to tell them. Well, tell them that you don't have anything to tell them.
Yes. Yes. Don't leave
Say
them hanging.
I say I'm continuing to research it. I've been asking around. I'm not sure what I need to do, but I want to make sure that I keep you in the loop, because that's what really people care about. That is the biggest deal. If you're not really acknowledging someone or returning their emails, then all they have to think is they just think negative things, that you don't care about them, you don't care about their issue, you don't care about their problems. So, and you don't want to help them. So
yeah. And in any business, I think, in any kind of customer relation type environment, you want, you as the customer, you as the user, however we want to say that, you want to feel like, let me rephrase it this way. You don't want to feel like you're the least important thing on anyone's list.
Right.
And so in my mind, I'm like, well, I try to make sure that you feel like you are the most important person on my list and only person on my list, even though we both know that's not true.
Right.
It's all a facade, but that's okay. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
As long as, again, I don't
wrap
make you feel like
you
you're at
in.
the
We want to
bottom.
hug you in
Yes.
this
I wanna
facade.
swaddle you,
Right.
okay, in this facade, okay. So
We want to give you the warm fuzzies.
yeah, yeah. So with that said, I do have a habit of like, I've told people in the past maybe that, when they've asked me what I think, I look at them and be like, all I can think is I just want to punch you in your throat right now. I've told people before where I'm like, the only thing I can tell you right now is you absolutely disgust me. I don't know how you think talking to someone like that is okay. Why?
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, just go away for a little bit.
Yeah. And I have to, I tell my guys, because I see their emails, because the guys will carbon copy me on their emails to customers, and I'll be like, you might want to watch your tone on that one, especially on emails, because there's no inflection in your voice. There's nothing there, and people can read into it when there's nothing to read into. So I have to, I'm like, watch your tone, and then they'll call and say, hey, I apologize if that email came across this way, but that was not my intention. Like, learning how to word emails is an art within itself, because it can easily go the wrong way, and you don't intend that at all.
No, you don't. And what's funny about that is, so last night someone told me to look for the definition that they had sent me in my email, and then I kind of looked and I was like, that should be easy. So I open up my phone, I open my email, and I'd spell out, search, define or definition. And then the results popped up and I was like, dang it. He was like, what? I found it already. What? And I was like, yeah, I think if it was just that one word, it'd be okay. I was like, but unfortunately, I actually subscribe to the dictionary and I have words emailed to me all the time that I look up and try to add them into my vocabulary. So can you just email it to me again, please? He was like, it's like the second or third email of mine. I was like, yeah, I'm already at like 120 and I still haven't found it yet.
Right. Just email it again.
It's not.
You're not getting charged for it.
Yeah.
You're not losing a stamp.
So,
just send the email.
It was so funny. I thought it was funny.
Oh, so my day? You want to hear about my day?
Yeah. You had a photo shoot. That's all I know.
So with this new thing that's going on, Jet actually has school in the mornings. And this is what's terrible, because I stay up super late and I shouldn't. And so I have to get up at 7:30 ish to wake him up, make sure that he's got his lunch ready, and then I take him to school. And then I come right back to the house, and then I go right back to sleep. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, what time is it? Oh, it's 11:30. I guess I need to get ready for work. So
I hate you sometimes.
Yeah, and so I go to work. Oh, and today, I said, hey, Chris, the producer, wanted some sushi last night, and so we can actually go to United and pick up some sushi.
Okay.
And
is that good sushi there? Do they make it there? Or is it
I don't know if it's good or not.
Is it fresh frozen?
No, they have somebody that makes it.
Okay.
I saw him today. But I go and I get a Hawaiian roll and then a shrimp roll, I think, the spicy shrimp roll. Obviously, I can't eat the shrimp because I'm allergic to that. But the Hawaiian roll was really good, but I only got 2 rolls of it. So I was like, so today at lunch, I'm like, I'm going to go get me another sushi roll. So I grabbed a sushi roll, and then I went ahead and bought lunch for the guys too. It's like, hey, do you guys want some sushi? And I got them some sushi. And so we went to the office, and I brought it to the office and gave them sushi for lunch today. And then I had a photo shoot. It was a basketball team, so I had to take care of a basketball team. And then right after that, I had another shoot. And so I've been at photo shoots. Yeah.
You've been
7 o'clock.
Shooting it up.
Yeah, so I was only able to take 1 nap today, so I'm a little on the tired side.
Everyone, he says that after saying I slept until 11:30.
Right, exactly.
don't have any remorse for him.
Right,
You only got one nap in, okay?
Yeah, I
okay.
only got one nap in, so I'm not sure if I'm like really like raring to go, but I'm making it happen. I'm making it happen because we're minus a host today, so I kind of have to go to like instead of 2%, I'm gonna have to at least go to 4% and show you guys that I'm here. So
You're here. So I posted a video link in the comments. I'm not going to show it because we do not have a good track record for showing stuff and keeping our videos up long enough for that. So you all, if you want to go take a look at that on the side or open that up, in case you didn't know, if you're watching this on Facebook on your phone, if you look at the top left-hand corner of your mobile, there's like a little triangle not triangle, I'm sorry, a little square that's split into 3 boxes up there. If you push that, it'll make the screen go into this little window and you'll see Facebook in the background. Well, if you just go to and now this is Android, I don't know how it works on Apple, but then if you just go to the desktop, or not desktop, main screens, whatever those are, and open up other apps, you can do that while watching us still in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Actually, on most Android phones now, you should be able just to move that square anywhere.
That is interesting because I tried that the other day watching one of the other shows and I couldn't do it.
So maybe it's not an Apple thing. It's
I
just
may
an
have to
Android
look
thing?
at that again. Carrie, Mr. Bougie Burrito Sushi is judging you. United Sushi. Oh, what is La Bamba?
La Bamba. I mean,
Sushi.
come on.
Yeah.
La Bamba. You know why I've always been, I'm just saying.
So, see, I don't eat enough sushi to even know. So I thought it was good,
I
and
thought
it didn't
was
have.
weird that you got it.
It didn't.
Even though
there's no shrimp in it, so it was.
but they
It
make
had
it
salmon.
all there.
Yeah, it was
Scary.
good.
You're living on the edge.
I'm living on the edge.
If
I'm
you
not
go
even
check out
real Asian, so it doesn't matter.
Metsy Asian. If you go check out that video, someone messaged me yesterday or this morning, and they're like, "Hi, man, I saw the new Kroger commercial. The guy reminds me of you every time." And I looked and I saw the picture. I was like, "Okay, I can see that." And then she sent me the link that I sent you all, and I watched the video on it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love this. I absolutely love this." I was like, that is my spirit cartoon right there. You gotta watch it. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was fantastic. And hats off to Kroger for making this video and putting me in there. So
And putting you in there.
except the only problem I have is with the Crocs. I don't wear Crocs and I don't wear striped shirts under button-up shirts, but I do wear button-up shirts a lot. Those are Crocs, right?
I don't
Anyway.
know. I didn't look at it yet, so.
So we've skipped over a lot of comments here. Let's go back here and tell it. So
No, we didn't.
hi, Carrie.
I just did those.
And then John says prayer.
It's like people are going deja vu.
Priscilla says hi. She also says, "I have a question for you after the show or tomorrow. Just let me know in the message if you want to."
Yeah.
Okay.
So in case you guys are late or
Okay.
you joined us whenever the actual time said we're going to start, he's going through the comments again.
Smash that heart button and share so that people will love us more. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever done something and you felt guilty about it, and when you see the person later on, you apologize? Okay, this is a good question right here, but it comes with a caveat, Priscilla. I need to know what's the time frame, because if we're talking like what Joe and I were saying, like a couple minutes, an hour, the next day, maybe. But if we're talking about our ex from 11 years ago,
Right.
yeah, we don't need to do anything with that, okay? And let me tell you why. There is this crazy story where the ex-wife, girlfriend, whatever, the female significant other, the ex-husband or ex-boyfriend, the ex-guy, and his new love. So the woman, she disrespected the other woman.
Whoa.
And so what did this guy do? Does what any sane guy would do to protect the honor of his woman from
current woman, yes.
Yeah, current woman from the words of his ex. He chopped her hands off. So
So he went a little extreme, you'd say?
just a little.
Do you think he apologized later?
I don't think so. So I think there's some important atmosphere to this question that we need to understand. Are we talking about,
Wait, look at the second comment, though.
what?
And they don't realize you did wrong. I think in your scenario, she would have realized that they did wrong.
She probably regretted it, didn't she?
Right.
I would have.
So Priscilla's saying it was like 6 months.
Oh, just let it go. Well, again,
And she said it was a customer. So if it's a customer and I don't even know. If it didn't hurt them.
If it was in your scenario though, Joe, it seems like maybe you would say something like in the service provider like you do, but if it's like I'm at KFC and whatever happened to us 6 months ago and then you come back, I mean, I'm just going to be professional and just bye.
Right. Well, we've had times where we billed somebody for something that we had supposedly fixed before. Mm-hmm. And I'll just like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Or I'll issue a credit on their account. Okay. But yeah, usually
so if you're in a position where you can do something like that, Priscilla, or you can influence it from your leadership, then I think maybe, if it's amicable, how much does this customer bring in? What's the damage of them? What can they really do? Like, are they going to go on Facebook and blast you? Are they going to leave you a bad review? And at the end of the day, my managing style, like I was never, what do you call it? Like, shade or what's the word? Anyway, when you hoard the food, like if a customer had an issue with it, just freaking replace it and get on. They're going to be more happier to do that and come back versus not being happy and not coming back and telling everyone else not to come back to see because you're a jerk.
Right.
So just replace it and move on. There's 1,000 more customers behind you.
Yep.
So
James is in class.
Hey, what's up, James?
What up, James? We'll be quiet.
Yeah. Don't talk too loud. Don't talk too loud. Okay. Don't giggle.
Yeah.
Just kind of smirk.
Yeah. If it's funny, you can just do lowercase LOL. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't do.
But if you really, really have to laugh, go for it, brother. And just make sure you're on camera or something like that.
So right. Exactly. Yeah. And then send it to us, and we'll make sure you go viral.
Yeah.
He probably apologized when Judge Wapner was listening on sentencing day. Poor Nancy No Hands.
Too soon. Oh man, I hope she's not watching this.
She said Nancy No Hands.
I feel like that's the name of a Garbage Pail Kid.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Or Edward Scissorhands' girlfriend.
That's so wrong. Oh my gosh. That's brutal.
Oh my gosh. Okay. James thought that was pretty funny. We know, James.
We got you.
We got you. That's what we're here to do. We're here to entertain because we're the Laugh Factory. We make people laugh.
So let me tell you guys. Let me just drop a little bomb on you. Not a bad bomb, but a kind of future what's going to happen here soon.
Some knowledge.
We've got some
knowledge.
Yeah, we've got some folks who we've been asking to come onto the show. Okay, and so I've got someone. I'll just kind of I won't tell you all their names and everything, but I'll just give you little bits in here and there. But I've got we've got another artist, but a specific type of artist that I'm working on coming on.
Mm-hmm,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, I love my art, like comic book art, especially and stuff. I don't know that they do this. I think they could, but they're going to be pretty fun. We got someone else who's got a skill that you're going to be like, it's one of those things that you would see on like ESPN 12 or something like that, and you'd be like,
right?
It's that obscure.
ESPN After Dark.
Yeah, it's that obscure, but it's also the point where you're like, holy crap, this is actually pretty freaking cool.
Right.
I remember when all this happened, Joe, and I was telling you and Sandy, I was like, man, I'm really digging watching these marble races or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, at first I was watching this thing and this is so dumb, but then I keep watching. I'm like, actually, it's pretty good because I don't know who did this, but they made the course really long.
Right.
And
and you can't, and you're like, oh yeah, the blue marble's gonna have it, and then all of a sudden, blue marble ends up at the end, and you're like, what the crap?
What the heck? You were in the front for so long, fool. What'd you do?
What are you doing?
And the camera's just over them, just overhead, just shooting the whole way.
Have you seen the one where they actually have announcers?
No, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, they actually have announcers calling it like a race. They're like,
I love that.
It's crazy. It is just crazy, and it's just awesome because they're like all into it. And there goes blue blue marble pulling up
That's
from.
gotta be awesome, dude. I gotta watch it. I'm gonna look a video up tonight.
Oh my gosh,
That
it's just
sounds
so.
fun.
You're just like, that is just so much time I just wasted watching
Yeah.
marble racing.
But I'm like, was my heart rate up? Let me check my watch. Actually, I
Right.
felt like I was.
Yeah, I was
excited about
really
that.
invested into this marble race.
That's so fun. Yeah, I was going through Reddit today, and someone said, oh, I don't remember what it was, but there was something about Fitbit. I was in the Fitbit subreddit, just happened to show up on a suggestion. I was looking. There was some funny posts in there. One person was like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to know exactly when when I fell into that hornet's nest." And you can see in the Fitbit where the heart rates go way up for a moment. And so there was a lot of fun ones like that. There was ones that were pretty deep and serious, but kind of encouraging in a way, where the person was like, something about
You're really
my
breaking up.
resting heartbeats after I got out of my abusive household. And you could see their Fitbit, and they was like up in the 50s and 60s. And then you see the month or day, whatever, when they moved out, they said, and you see where it dropped down. And this was their resting heartbeat.
Oh wow.
You see where it dropped down to like 40 beats.
Yeah, and you like the stress level just like when literally the stress left his body.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what I expected to see in there, but I was like, I'm game. I'll see what's in this subreddit. And I was like, these are the stories that go with the pictures are really interesting. So I was like, okay. Anyway.
Yeah. So you're saying you can get lost in the subreddits just like that.
I do like crazy, man. I do like crazy. Never mind.
Man,
Anyway.
so the thing that I've been getting lost in lately is like y'all had mentioned the air fryer. So I was watching the air fryer videos, and that led into the guy that did the MSG steak.
I saw that. You sent that to us.
Yeah, I sent that to y'all.
Okay,
yeah. So I saw the MSG steak, and he dry aged that for 31 days.
Yeah.
31 days he dry aged it with MSG like packed all around it. And then, I'm watching that
Just
one, and
put it in the refrigerator, guys. He just puts this in the refrigerator. That's how you do it when you dry age. You just throw it in the refrigerator.
you just throw it in the refrigerator, and he had a cocoon of MSG all around it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And people say that MSG is bad for you, but I don't know.
Here's the weird thing is like I hear people say that. I know in Asian countries it's a staple ingredient, just like salt and pepper is, and they put it in. If you ever go, like I'll go on YouTube and I'll watch recipe videos all the time. I'll go and watch a lot of Japanese recipe videos, bakes, and just street food and everything. Just always throw dashing of MSG right there, and I've come to look at it and I'm like, I know that's MSG now because.
Because it's white. It's a white powder.
Yeah, it's almost like cornstarch. It's almost like cornstarch. And so they just add that bad boy in there, thickens their stuff up real good. But the funny thing is MSG is a naturally occurring preservative, to say, extracted from plants, specific plants. And so it's kind of like, I'd need to know more about it because I hear people who are like, no MSG, but then I'm like, I don't know.
So that kind of led into another video, and his name is Uncle Roger, and he's and so he's the one. He's like he loves MSG, and he's always putting MSG in his fried rice. And so he goes around or he not goes around, but he critiques other people's fried rice videos, and he just. He is the funniest guy on TV or on YouTube for me on the cooking side of things. He's done Gordon Ramsay. He's done Jamie Oliver's, and so he really likes Gordon Ramsay's, but he really hates Jamie Oliver's fried rice. And then there's some other cooks that he butchers them.
Yeah. Poor Jamie Oliver. He gets so much flack. I'll be honest with you. But the guy is really trying to make a change in the food industry. For healthier eating and stuff like that, but he definitely gets a lot of flack. Right.
Well, Uncle Roger doesn't like him at all.
Yeah, I could understand that. Tim showed up. Did you see that?
Yeah, but let's see.
He said, low. Oh, you watched the video, Tim. That's on the video. You got to watch the Kroger commercial.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And then Carrie said, "Can we guess the art skill of the
Sure.
guest?"
Go for it. Oh, I
Let
still
us
hadn't
know.
finished the guess, but that's okay. We kind of just roll.
Yeah. And then Tim said quilting. Is that what the...
No. But I will tell you, I'm also working on someone. Okay. Let me just tell you, this person was a heavy-set person, lost a ton of weight, kept it off. But when you see the pictures and hear the story from this person that I've scheduled to come on, absolutely blow your mind away.
Wow.
Absolutely. So that's coming up soon.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Hey guys, fell asleep. I'm lost. Where's Sandy? Sandy got some unfortunate news about her family earlier today, so she's
We'll let
spending
her
time
share,
with
and
them.
when you see it on her Facebook, and we'll share when she says it's okay. But
Right.
prayers.
Just send prayers and good vibes to her because they really need it at this time. So,
Yeah.
And then Tim said, "MSG, so good, so good." That's how Uncle
Sorry,
Roger says
I'm
it.
so sorry, everyone. Please forgive us, okay? You guys, you got to go hit the heart button. You got to hit the heart button.
Yeah,
for
we
us.
only have 4 hearts, people.
No,
Actually,
yeah, we got less than 4 hearts.
we got 2 likes and then 2 hearts. Come on now.
But if you don't really like us, go ahead and hit
Yeah.
the heart button.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
not going
matter.
to cost you anything.
Yeah,
right?
if you don't like us, hit the heart button. If you do like us, hit the heart button.
All right,
Either
so
way.
listen, there's this couple who I've been watching on Facebook. I found them during Christmas time. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love them. So on Friday night, they were on Saturday nights. Now they're on Friday nights. But if you're up around 8-9 o'clock time, you'll see me throw a post up on my Facebook page that they're live because they're a couple. They're married. They do this Facebook live show every week, and they have questions that they ask. They talk about it themselves, but then they involve all their viewers. The viewers they call co-hosts. And so everyone who interacts with them actually writes out these long responses, and they read them all and comment, and they just keep going. Anyway, it sounds kind of whatever, but the topics they have, they're all adult topics. So that's another cool thing where it's all, so it can be just relationship, business, entrepreneurial ideas, sex, marriage, kids, or
So are they set up like us? Are they as cool as us with this, or are they just
I'm
straight?
trying to work with them.
Are they
I'm
straight
trying to-
Facebook?
Straight Facebook.
Oh,
I
what are
know,
they
and
doing?
It's so good. It's so good. So I've engaged with them, and I've asked them to come onto the show, and they're open to it. I've also kind of been like, look, I can help you out a little bit if you want.
Let me get you under the umbrella.
Come to Suds Productions, and we'll
I
get
am
you
a
taken care of.
producer. I don't know why I have that accent, but I just
I
thought
don't
it
either,
sounded
man.
good.
What? You're acting crazy now, fool.
Because I don't have my beanie on, so I can't
Oh,
say.
is that it? Is that it? So yeah. Anyway, thanks for waking up, Joanne, and coming to hang out with us tonight, though.
Yep. So what are their names?
Good question. That was not the right question to ask me, Joe.
Oh, okay. So when you have a second, go to Jamie's timeline.
I know that their Facebook page group, whatever they have, I'm not sure. It's always hard to tell what they have.
Right.
Is called Israel.
Israel or Israel?
No, Israel.
Oh, Israel.
That doesn't help out, right? It is real. It is real.
It is real. Okay.
But not it. Just is real.
Israel.
Yeah. No, you just said Israel. I said Israel.
That's what I thought you said was
it's not what
Israel.
it is. No, not Israel. Israel.
Okay. That's okay. Israel.
No. Gosh, Joe. Anyway. So though that couple
Who's on
is
first?
actually, look, Carrie even said she saw it. She thinks it's fun. I've tried to invite many of y'all. Some of y'all who watch my show, I'll try to tag you in it because I think it's really refreshing. Not to say that they're not. I mean, they're not better than us and everything. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, they're worth my attention. I'll put it that way. They got something going on.
Ooh. Hey, thanks for the heart, Gabby Zamboni, Tim Harlow, Carrie Patton Jackson, and Chone. Thank y'all for the heart. And thanks for the likes, Rebecca Dunn Hobgood and Priscilla.
Who?
Priscilla, I don't even want to say your...
You said
last name.
Rebecca Dunn Hobgood?
Yep, Rebecca Dawn Hobgood. She
Where
gave
are
us
you
a
from,
like.
Rebecca? Thank you,
She's
Rebecca.
from here in Lubbock. She's a photography friend.
So we're looking for a food photographer still. I heard
Oh,
through the
I just need
grapevine.
to ask.
He said that for the last 12 weeks. Just putting that out there.
I just need to find a date and just say, "Hey, are you good for this date?" And he'll probably say,
I
"Yeah,
wanna
that's
get-
cool."
I want to get Dr. Cannon to come back because I want to hear from him again.
About the
Ketamine?
ketamine,
Yeah.
umami.
Umami.
That's what the MSG adds is the umami.
Yeah.
You get the umami. Of course, you know what? I learned that from Food Wars.
Shoot, I mean, no soma.
An
Shugeki
anime.
no soma.
It's
But you know
amazing
what?
what you can learn from
Everything
those.
that they cook on that show is real. Like I've looked up the recipes in real life
Mm-hmm.
because I thought, man, can you really? Okay, let me just tell you guys. One of my goals this year to cook in the first episode, or towards one of the first episodes, this anime, the kid makes this delicious rice chicken arroz con pollo, but Japanese style. And let me tell you, he basically at one point and the recipe's real. So the chicken, you mix what is that when you put in the water and the vegetables and everything? So you make a chicken stock out of it.
Chicken stock.
He takes the chicken stock. He adds gelatin in it. He creates Jello chicken stock. He makes his rice. He puts his chicken on top of that, and then butter, and then he throws that chicken stock Jello on top of it. And when you eat it, it's supposed to melt and create more chicken stock.
Explodes in your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a legit thing. I bought the gelatin so I could make it, and now I just gotta do it.
Yeah.
It sounds cool though, doesn't it?
It does sound cool. And that show's great except for some of the overtones that are which they really don't have to do.
Yeah.
To show how good the food is and stuff like that. But if you can get past
I'll
that,
tell y'all guys, it just shows a lot of big boobs and stuff like that. Inappropriate things, and I don't like it. And I told you I was like, I can't. He goes, dude, the food's legit though. Watch, and I was like, okay. So I watched, and I'm like, okay, I do feel a little guilty watching this stuff. But to be honest with you, every episode, I always go to YouTube afterwards to look up the recipe on what was on that episode, and I find them every time.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, those meat buns, dude. I found the black pepper meat bun recipe too, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing looks so good. It's
you
like
should watch. Yeah, you should watch the behind the scenes on it. So they do extensive research on those recipes, and then they have to figure out a way to animate it and make it look like as good as it sounds, or looks and stuff like that. So they work really hard on that show.
That's good to know that.
To make sure that they can get the point across that this is a really extravagant dish or whatever. So it's it was really cool to watch. I was like, oh, okay, so they're just not pulling
I didn't know
stuff.
they had behind the scenes shows.
Yeah, I don't know.
tell me
I
that
may
one.
have found it. I don't know where I found it, but
Okay.
surfing
So I
the
always
YouTubes or
find
whatever.
The YouTube videos I always find are the recipe videos based on that, and so they're like, the recipe's accurate. They're like, the recipe's accurate,
Right.
and they're like, well, you put the measurements here, and then they'll do it, and then they're like, bam, there it is, and it's like good looking Japanese food. It looks like every time.
It's so crazy.
Tim, that if I could get a spot to at least try to beat him, that would be amazing because Bobby Flay is definitely one of my favorite chefs. Definitely.
It's so crazy on the Iron Chef how they do the competition. It's just amazing to me.
I did an Iron Chef once, kind of like the TEDx. We did an Iron Chef back in Lubbock, and there was just a whole bunch of people who got together, and they were like, okay, and there was some crazy. They were like, here's the eggplant. That's your main dish right there. And I was like, I hate eggplant, like literally. But I also won it, so I was like, okay.
Oh, okay, of course.
I did a eggplant parmesan without ever making eggplant parmesan before.
Right,
and
right.
everybody was like, holy crap, this is so good. I was like,
Yeah. I know that.
you don't know, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Right, exactly. Oh my goodness. You know who hates it when I say that? Oh, my kids.
Oh,
My
really?
kids. They can't stand it when I do that.
They can't. Well, Is this something that you've said for like forever? And so
No. So I'll see somebody, or somebody will recognize me out in public or something like that, and they'll stop and say hi or whatever, and they'll ask me, "How do you know them?" I was like, "Well, they know my photography and stuff like that," and then I'll say, "I'm kind of a big deal." And they're just like, "Shut up, Dad."
Oh, okay. Pivoting off of that real quick. So, everyone, I'm going to say the name of this movie, and then I want you to say if you've seen it or not in the comments, okay?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about movies now because...
Sandy's not here, right?
Right.
Okay. Who remembers the movie starring Michael Keaton, Johnny Dangerously?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, for years, I've gone around my house, and I've always told my kids, like, they'll say something or whatever it is, and I'll be like, your grandma did that to me once. Once. I've done it for years, and they always they know where it's going, and they'll be like, "Oh, Dad," and they go away. Or they just kind of stand there and look, and they're like, "I
Yeah.
keep saying that forever." I'm like,
right? Yeah.
Your mama said that to me once too. They'll be like, "Stop." So anyway, this last weekend, I finally showed them all the clips. We hadn't watched the movie, but I showed them all the.
Well,
clips
you can't show them all of it either because there's certain parts of it.
Yeah. So, but they did someone made thanks YouTube, did a montage of all of Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo, yeah.
Joe Piscopo's parts when he says that in Johnny Dangerously, and so the girls saw him. They're like, "Wait, you got this from a movie?" I was like, "Yeah." You didn't think yes. And they're like, and they're laughing at the whole thing, and they're like, "I don't know if it's funnier to watch that or thinking that you've been saying it forever from this." They're like, "It's so funny now. Now when you say it, it makes a whole different meaning."
Man, I need to watch that again because it was really
Good.
funny. It was really funny. It was a really good show.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I wonder if that was a Mel Brooks movie or not, because whoever did that, they did it really excellent.
Right? Yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah, I need to watch that one and Spaceballs again. So, I watched Blazing Saddles, but I just couldn't. There was certain parts.
I could never get into Blazing Saddles. I did it halfway, and then I was kind of like,
Yeah, and then what else did you have? Young Frankenstein.
Oh, that was good. Is it? No, not right. Not at the Roxbury. What was it called? There's another one that's like Young Frankenstein. It's him, and it's black and white. And it's more. I can't remember it right now. Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
He's just trying to come up with something.
So no. My friend was telling me he lives in Canada, and so he was like, "Look, I was slowing down in traffic, and check out these pictures in the video that I got." And we looked, and it was like, "Does that say Raccoon PD?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Are they filming Resident Evil in your town?" He was like, "Totally, dude." I was like, "What?"
Oh, snap.
And so ever since then, he keeps putting up pictures of areas around town where they're filming the new Resident Evil movie.
That is so crazy, man.
It really
that is
is
awesome.
I was like, that is cool. So
yeah. I'm going to let people know I cannot stand zombie movies. They are terrible. It's just terrible. So there's only a few that I actually like, and Resident Evil is one of them, mainly because it's based on a video game, and they kind of up it a notch. But I usually can't stand zombie shows. But I really like The Walking Dead because it's more... It's more the people. It's more about the people than it is really. The zombies are just that ever present thing that they have to keep in mind.
In the background, kind of thing.
But it's not the main driving source of the show. Where a lot of times the zombie shows are all about how much gore, how many different ways can zombies eat people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that drives me nuts. So
there's this. You got to look at this trailer, and you guys in the comments, if you remember it, let me know because I'm probably going to butcher it. But there's a Korean, I think, might be Japanese, but I'm pretty sure it's Korean. There's a Korean movie based on zombies called Train to Busan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah, I know.
And I've seen clips of this, like 5-minute, 8-minute long clips of this movie, and I got to tell you, it looks absolutely freaking scary, but the story drive in it is off the charts.
Train to Busan, and
Train to Busan
is Korean because it's from Seoul.
Yeah. Awesome. So they just released the sequel,
Yeah, part
Like,
2. I just saw it.
oh, really? Okay. Yeah, so they just released the sequel around Christmas time or the last half of last year, and it looks even better than the first one. So, and I'm telling you,
Wow.
this is sad stuff too. And I'm like, why am I gonna watch? I know I'm gonna watch this. I just don't know when. But I'm like,
Right, exactly.
so
Thank you so much, Carrie. She's still on Team Joe. No zombies or pineapple on pizza. There, she said it. Oh, CPJ.
and it just,
Booyah,
I'm
booyah,
gonna
right
let y'all
there,
have that
CPJ.
since
Let's.
Sandy's not here. Okay, and we'll let y'all gang up on me and stuff. So it's okay.
Right. Well,
Um,
it's just those things. Just those things.
I also saw on Reddit that I saw someone else on Reddit who had posted, they could see them filming Matrix 4.
Man, I can't believe we live in such a boring part of Texas. Nothing good ever happens to us. We are always in the news for bad things. We are,
That's true.
what's the word? What do they use in the Three Amigos? Because it means all of those things. Infamous. Yeah,
Oh, are we infamous?
yeah. He's, and, when they find out that, when the Three Amigos read the telegram, they're like, it means more than famous. It's like, no, Lubbock
I
is,
can watch that one too.
yeah, Lubbock is infamous when it comes to making national news. We only make the news for the bad stuff, and so it drives me crazy. Like, so no one shoots their films here. No one does anything new. so,
So I know I've seen casting calls around here for the several of the Transformers movies and even the Man of Steel movies because they're up in Chicago.
Oh,
It's
that'd be
only
cool.
2 hours away. So
Yeah, see, we make news for burning limes.
oh gosh,
The scooters.
okay.
Yeah, the scooter. So we got into the finals of the NCAA championship, and so all the kids go and celebrate by breaking stuff, taking all the scooters in the middle of the street, and they start a fire on it and burn them. I think they even burned a car or something like that. Jeez. Yeah, but we made national news. It's just like, we took this good thing, Texas Tech making it to the finals, and then boom, we just make it negative. That's how we roll. That's how we roll.
So I want to talk more about movies a little bit.
Okay.
Spoiler alert is now in effect for Wonder Woman. So 1984. So just all of y'all know.
If you watch Wonder Woman or have not, there's some spoilers coming.
All right. So with that said, Joe, you posted up something that I still didn't get a chance to watch that said why this video explained why you didn't like Wonder Woman so much. Mm-hmm. What was those reasons? Or what were a couple of them at least?
Well, so for me personally, before I watched that video, I felt that Wonder Woman was too long. It was a little long in the tooth. There were things. It was kind of like the very first scene. 806, yeah. 806. What does that mean?
806, y'all.
Oh. Oh yeah. For making the news. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like the very first scene was similar to the pod racing scene in Star Wars. It was just so long. It didn't need to be so long to prove to the point that what they needed to prove. It needed to be in the movie, but they could have cut it down, and it didn't need to be that long. And then the whole storyline was really crazy. And then there were some questionable things about body switching. So, but for me, also, they were I think they were too forcibly trying to tug on the heartstrings. And I can't stand movies that do that. It's like, it should be more of a natural process to me, and it should come naturally. It shouldn't be, and it felt very forced that they were trying to tug at the heartstrings and make you cry and stuff like that. And so, I don't know. That's just for me. That's what I felt it was.
So did you cry or not?
No, I didn't cry because I was like, this is just that. It was too obvious to me.
And just so you all know, we are on opposite sides. I do not agree with Joe. I thought the movie was fantastic. I thought it was good action. I'd like to watch it again so I can. We kind of talked about it before with Alone, but I want to watch it again by myself so I can hear it better without having to turn it down with the family and everyone else. But I want to hear it because I do love sound. I do love the music and the score and things like that. So I want to hear all that. I thought she did great. So I do feel like there was some confusion on parts and places that were there. Like, why did it need to be there? Most noticeably for me was the point where she starts flying and learning how to fly,
And the invisible jet.
In mid flight, while chasing the plane, out of nowhere she pulls out the lasso to lasso the lightning and do that whole thing. I'll tell you, when I saw the trailer and saw that, I thought, oh gosh, that looks cool. I can't wait to see why that happens. But when you watch it in the movie, I was kind of like, why did she do that? She already knew how to fly. What does she need a double jump to get back up there?
Right,
I don't know.
I don't think she had honed her flying skills at that time.
Maybe, but it was still kind of weird. But outside of that, I did think that the movie was fun. I watched it with both of my girls and my sister-in-law, and my wife, she couldn't handle 15 minutes until she had to leave. She was like, this is dumb. But the rest of us loved it. We thought it was great. We loved the whole,
so I loved the first one, and I thought it was excellent. So I was kind of hoping that it would kind of go on that same ride, and it didn't do that for me. It was just,
That's
it was
okay.
a lot.
You didn't do it for it too either.
Do what?
You didn't do it for it either.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the whole flying a plane out of the Smithsonian thing, that was really... And then all of a sudden she has the power to make things invisible that's never been mentioned before. And so that kind of was...
Right, Gabby? Right? I'm with you. See? No. You ain't got to be sorry to him. You ain't got to be sorry to him.
I'm just...
That's how you feel. That's just how you feel.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay for us to have differing opinions. I'm not going to be mad at you for it, but it's just what I think. I felt that it could have been condensed, and I felt they could have explained things a little bit better. And and to be honest, I really didn't like the main enemy. I didn't like the main enemy,
Maxwell Lord.
Yeah,
I thought he was a great enemy, but the way they made him the enemy was silly. So in the comic books, Maxwell Lord has the ability to make people do what he wants them to do. And in this pivotal point in DC Comics, at one point he's controlling Superman, and he's making Superman do bad things. And he's got him in this ship in the sky. And he's like, I'm literally about to make him use his atomic eye beams to just start scorching the earth. And he's talking to Wonder Woman. He's like, you're going to have to kill me. That's the only way it's going to stop. But you're going to have to do it on live TV. Any other way, it's not going to work.
Wow.
And so in the comics, because Superman breaks her freaking wrist, and she has to use the lasso to hold it together, and she looks and she's like, she realizes he's right. So she goes and just...
Wow. See, and that would have been cool too.
That, right? It was like dilemma, the moral compass and all that stuff. Like, it would have added so much to it, but they didn't do it. But I still thought it was okay the way they did it. I still thought it was okay.
It just felt like it was a lot of cheese for me. I was like, come on. It was a little more cheese than I wanted. I didn't feel like the first one had that much cheese. And I understand it's a comic book movie. I'm okay with cheese, but like I said, it felt too much.
I still think in terms of the DC movies, it was still one of the better ones. It still belonged on the better... in the side of the DC movies post Dark Knight trilogy, because I think Dark Knight trilogy, I think Superman movie, the original ones, and then the Batman movies minus Michael Keaton were all great movies. Okay.
Really? You didn't like Michael Keaton as Batman?
No, all the Batman movies minus Michael Keaton were not good.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
The opposite way.
Okay, I misunderstood you there.
Which, by the way, little spoiler, Michael Keaton is returning as Batman in the Flash movie coming up.
Really?
And the 1989 Batman which is what they're calling him. So he will be that Batman. He won't be like some whatever. He will be that Batman. So he returns.
DC's like all over the place.
Yeah, they really are. And that's why I say on the side of good movies, Wonder Woman, both the Wonder Woman to me are still on the side of doing good versus Batman vs Superman, Justice League. What's the other one? The bad guy movie, the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, yeah.
Any of the other ones.
Yeah.
Honestly, DC just is horrible.
Tim, I always laughed in the Wonder Woman cartoon when she was flying her plane.
It was just a toy, wasn't it? I think it was just a toy on the screen or something like that.
It was just crazy.
I know you were tripping over that, though, Tim. You try to play it right now. You know you were like, how did they make that fly?
Right, exactly. Oh, Gabby's got a question for us, DC or Marvel?
Oh, Gabby, that's not a good question to ask me.
Well, actually, so it's not really that we dislike one or the other. It's just that Marvel has got their stuff together in the movie part of it.
Yes.
But we wanted so much for DC to kind of come up with something close, similar, in the same vein, and they just really missed it by 10 miles.
Yeah. I mean, they butchered it. They didn't even miss it. They just butchered it. So.
And it's crazy to me because DC has the most recognizable superheroes of all time.
Yes. Because you have to remember, in the Marvel movies, they had basically dealt out all their A-listers. Spider-Man was over at Fox. The Fantastic Four were over at Fox, Sony.
No, Spider-Man was at Sony.
So I'm sorry. Yes, Spider-Man at Sony. Fantastic Four was over at Fox.
Fox, right?
The X-Men are with Fox. You know what I mean? So they gave out all their A-listers away. Hulk, Paramount, and anyway, all these things, and so they were left with their C-listers.
Yeah,
and they turned their C-listers into what we now know as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is done well. Right. And which is also why the last 15 years they've been working to get their A-listers back in the game.
Right.
Which they have now. They now have the mutants back. They have the Fantastic Four and all of them. And in the comic book world, they went as far as to cancel all those comic books. So they would stop getting them into the public's eye so they can get those rights back to them.
Right.
But Disney's Disney, and they're like, why do that? We just buy them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whatever. Just buy it.
So Jamie and I, we really wanted DC to. We want them to succeed, to give us these great movies. And I don't know, whoever's in charge of their whatever, they let
them go.
Yeah, they were definitely not a comic. They were not comic book fans. So that's the problem. They were money fans and not comic book fans, and they wanted to try to do something a little different and not listen to the fandom or stay true to what made Superman. In those types of situations and stuff like that.
I can't handle emo Clark.
Right. And how many times do you have to reboot Batman or
oh my gosh,
all that stuff? It's like crazy. There's no reason to do that.
Like having the Aquaman and the Wonder Woman movie come out in DC was two of the great decisions that they made. Both were excellent movies and origin stories we've never heard or were introduced to, and did fantastic. They could have done it too with Shazam, but it was weird having a kiddie movie it being a kiddie movie with some curse words in there, but then all of a sudden at one point where they're like, oh, hey, Dad, yeah, I'm going to eat you and feed you to my demon sins.
Right.
And eat your heads. And you're like,
right.
What the world?
Yeah, it wasn't even close to the source material.
Oh my gosh, it wasn't.
Yeah, and so that they didn't. That's what's really disappointing. It's like, again, they didn't stay true to the source material, and then they only cared about money.
So I'm sure in all that though, Gabby, you're probably thinking, so y'all are Marvel fans, and that wouldn't be the case. The thing is, while DC sucks at their movie making skill, DC excels in their animated line. Their animation is.
If you've watched animated movies,
their movies and their TV series minus Teen Titans Go, but even at that, at the age range it's in, it's been around for more than 10 years. It's doing great.
Yeah.
Marvel, on the other hand, they keep rebooting the Avengers. They keep rebooting Spider-Man. I mean, look how many times we got X-Men. X-Men ended its 5-year contract with an additional season 6. The original animated series, which was one of the greatest series ever, but then they just totally sucked the money out and been like, okay, you've had $200,000 an episode. Now I want you to do the same thing with $2,000. And it was like,
the Marvel cartoons are not anywhere as good as the DC cartoons or movies or whatever you want to say, animated things.
So in the end, though, we do want both of them to succeed. We
Mhm.
want both of them to succeed so that we, as the viewers, can get everything we want and more.
Right. And DC still has not learned. They're not even trying to remotely tie anything together. They're not even going to try to reboot. They're just going to say, we're just going to have separate things here and here and here. It's not going to be anything close to what Marvel has.
Which sucks because it's like you both have comic books. You both have done this for years. There's no reason why you should change that. Like, your comic books aren't splintered. I take that back. They are splintered, actually. But anyway, they're still held together by some really strong glue or gum. They should do something similar to that for the movies. Right. So,
Carrie Patton Jackson, Friends or Seinfeld? Seinfeld all the way. I can watch Seinfeld all the time. Friends is... I know a couple of the episodes, but Seinfeld, they can start an episode and I'm like, oh, I remember this episode. That was hilarious. I love the Master of My Own Domain episode. I love the Soup Nazi episode. I love the Man Purse episode. The only thing that sucked about Seinfeld was the end. The last episode was terrible, but other than that, it was really, I love Seinfeld. So,
I'll say neither.
Because you didn't watch either one of them.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Although I would give more credit to Seinfeld because I know that Larry David had a part in that, and I think Larry David's show on HBO is out of this world hilarious, uncomfortably hilarious, Cards of Humanity hilarious.
What's it called? What is it called?
The Larry David Show.
Oh,
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, Curb Your. I was like, no, it's not.
Sorry.
And they have to make that stuff up, don't they? Like they make it up. Like he gives them.
Oh, it's his stuff he gives them. Like they make it up what he says to.
Right, like he's so it's not totally scripted. They have a direction that they're going, and then they.
Oh no, it is scripted. It is scripted.
I thought that
all
was
by him though. No, that's on purpose.
Okay, so he's not scripted.
No, they're all scripted. He makes it look like it's not though, like it's a reality show.
Maybe I was
not. And it's stinking hilarious.
Joy and Seinfeld for me.
Seinfeld. And most people, it is Seinfeld. Most of my friends watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Although I think many of them probably did watch Friends too, but they were all closeted about it. Maybe. Maybe.
Right. Exactly. Well,
I know that Friends is popular though, right? Because like it was on Netflix forever.
Friends is popular. Friends is popular.
Right.
The problem is, like, I don't
still make like $1 million off of each episode. They all make like $1 million off of each episode.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
Yeah. It's crazy though because I think Friends had more of a pop culture impact than Seinfeld did. So, like, what's her name? The hair, Jennifer Aniston's hair was super popular. Copying her hair and stuff like that. And so. There's certain things that they had in their episodes that people really connected with and stuff. So
you know what's so funny then that makes me think is going back. I wonder if I could look back in time and be like, that's why everyone had that same hairstyle. That's why everyone said that or whatever. And I never once connected with Friends. Friends just didn't look like a show for me. It didn't. It definitely was something you'd watch. It definitely was something in your house. That's not something that'd be in my house.
If you think about it, so it's so crazy how certain movies will make really big impacts on just culture in general. Do you remember when Gladiator came out with Russell Crowe?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, his haircut was like super popular. Like all the kids were getting that haircut. It was just crazy.
Did you have people that you followed, like that you did stuff in real world from watching the TV and movies and stuff like that?
No, I don't think so. I can't recall.
Yeah,
I know that Fresh Prince really had Fresh Prince did a thing. Were they the ones that did Cross Colors? Because Cross Colors was huge, and then also and then Overalls. I don't know if it was. I don't know if they did that or if it was.
Wasn't that Steve Urkel?
You know what? I think it was actually In Living Color that started the Cross Colors and stuff like that. So.
I love In Living Color, dude.
Yeah.
I love In Living Color.
Tim Harlow says. Oh, actually, Chon says no, thank you.
Neither for him either.
Neither for either. Yeah. At work, we always say Serenity Now.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I like Serenity. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I think that's all. It's a reference to either Friends or Seinfeld, but I don't remember.
I am spending more time than I ever thought in my life I would spend on Friends.
Friends is right. Friends is trending with the high school, early college kids again. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it is. I've seen a couple of TikToks where they're really on it.
See, I'd watch those and I'd be like, that's definitely another minute and a half I wasted in my life not knowing why.
Yeah. Friends was okay, but Seinfeld was too funny. Yeah. We still crack up at Seinfeld, so.
I will say this. I've seen more clips of Seinfeld than I have of Friends, and I definitely laugh more at Seinfeld than when I look at when I see clips of Friends, I'm always like,
Tim Harley said Seinfeld, so that must be one of the episodes with Serenity.
See, I knew I was around some good people, because at least if you are going to choose,
Yeah.
So,
in Living Color, yep. J-Lo was on that. She was one of the dancers. The Fly Girls. She was one of the Fly Girls.
Man, we used to my family and I would sit down Sunday nights, I think, and watch In Living Color together. Good Lord.
Oh, my goodness. My favorite characters were, what was the fireman?
Fireman Bob. Bob or Bill?
Bill.
Fireman Bill?
I think it was, yeah.
Okay. I know who you're talking about, though, for sure.
Yeah, and then the second one was... Wanda.
Jamie Foxx. You know what's so funny is watching Jamie Foxx. Because I still watch the Living Color video clips, and I was watching one this weekend, several of them, but I was watching it how young Jamie Foxx was. I was like, dang, he's so thin and tiny versus now he's muscled up a little bit and stuff, and so it's like it's so funny to see them though.
And so crazy. Like when we first heard him sing, I was like, oh my goodness, he can sing? I only know him as Wanda.
I know. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And when you hear him sing, you're always like, that's his voice? That's
that can't be his voice. He's so talented. He's really talented.
He really is.
And it sucks because at that, during that time, I only saw him as Wanda.
But now you can't think of him as like you don't just think of him as Wanda.
Right,
now
I do not think of him just as Wanda. Good. He's got some legit music out, so it's really cool.
And some acting chops that are like good, you know.
Yeah, he's really good.
When he played Ray in Ray.
Oh, I need to watch that again. It's been a little bit since I've seen that, so I need to watch that again.
It's been a while.
Well, y'all, we're at our time. We're a little bit over. We want to thank you for joining us. Talk about whatever, because that's whatever that's the title. We like winging it.
Whatever Wednesday.
It's Whatever Wednesday. Let us know if you like this episode. You can continue to hit the hearts. Send it to your friends. Let them watch it on the replay. Let us know what they say. If it's bad, we don't want to know. But yeah.
And give us some examples. Give us some suggestions, guys. If you want to see a different type of segment played during the week, if you want our guests, certain guests to come on, if you want whatever. Priscilla, don't forget to hit me up and let me know what's up.
Yep.
Yeah, just let us know. Okay. We got the new bit we're going to try to do on Monday. Sorry, I even came up with it, didn't I? I already forgot. That's why you write stuff down, and I did write it down. That's why I wrote
it down. I think I created a channel for it. Let's see.
And then Sandy had one she wanted to do too. What was it called?
She wanted to do what makes you bougie, and then there's also little things.
Why did I say that?
And then funny sheet that we saw
today or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's right. So we might do alternating Mondays where we do the 3 segments that we originally started out with, and then maybe the 3 new segments, something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
We don't care. We don't know. We'll just do it how we want because it's our show.
As it goes, no news is going to be good news. So if y'all don't tell us anything, then we're going to just assume that you like what we do, and we'll just do what we do. That's
exactly. Exactly.
Sorry, everyone.
Why are you apologizing for me?
I'm not apologizing. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work with Sandy not here real quick.
You do the first 2 parts, and then I'll just do my own part.
You see me stressing over how to even do any of it?
Yeah, I see it.
I'm going to be... I don't even know what she says.
For at least 20 seconds.
That's what I say, Joe. You don't even know.
She says, remember to wash it. I just know my part, okay? I just know my part.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, if someone writes it down for us, we will repeat it there, because right now, this is the thing that Joe and I always struggle with, is when Sandy's not here, we're like, what are we even doing sometimes?
How do we do this?
So as usual.
Oh, yeah. Somebody needs, come on, y'all. Somebody just type
we
it
are
in.
at a
We can't end until somebody types it.
You've got to type it in there, okay?
There we go. There it goes.
Oh, okay. That makes so much sense when I read it now. Like, why did I get that? Thank you, Joanne. All right. And as usual, everyone, wash your hands
for
at least 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Sandy, when you come back and watch this,
Sandy's the glue that holds us together, obviously. So.
Everyone, have a great weekend, and we will see you next Monday right here at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Love you all.
Mondays.
It's the social undistancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social undistancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social undistancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social undistancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know?